Hi everybody, I hope that you are having an absolutely incredible day, and welcome to the Mandala Effect podcast. Now today's podcast episode, I was going to explain what the Mandala Effect was, but it seems more appropriate that I kind of follow on from last week and share a bit more about my journey and what I'm kind of doing at the moment, because I am learning a lot, and it all stems from the same place that everybody's kind of fears and stuff come from. I feel very fortunate that I'm aware of what's going on, so that I can love and heal it. So if you haven't listened to my podcast before, what was Design Your Legacy and now is the Mandala Effect, welcome and thank you for listening. Design Your Legacy was about as you design your legacy and live your best life, you inspire others to do the same, and that's why I started this podcast, as a hope to inspire you to take steps into living your best life. And now rebranded to the Mandala Effect, which is the effect that we have. We are the center of our universe. The mandala represents the universe, and as we change and improve our own lives and grow ourselves, we don't even have to try to, we automatically raise others as well. So as we work on ourselves and improve our own lives, we lift humanity as well. And this is what I am calling the Mandala Effect, not the Mandela Effect. Two very different things, but catchy, no? So I will go into this more next week, probably, depending on if I learn any more lessons in the next 7 days. So 7 days ago, I landed in, or about 9 days ago, I landed in this cute little town called Folkestone. And I'd had this idea that I was going to Airbnb my way around the UK to find somewhere that I wanted to live permanently. I had the requirements. I had to be within a certain distance of London, nice place, Bath, countryside. So the reason I left London was I wanted to be country, space, air, and so that was a big kind of push. And then I found this what seemed to be a nice Airbnb and booked it because I felt so guided, so called to this place. Never heard of Folkestone before. It's in Kent in the UK, and it was South Coast. You can get to France in 35 minutes. But I'd never heard of Folkestone, really. I didn't know where it was, and it's near Dover. Had no idea what was going off here. Since I've been here, some of the synchronicities you can't even write. Within the first 24 hours, my best friend was performing a gig and met somebody who has a coffee shop in Folkestone, or not a coffee shop, but a health bar in Folkestone that it happens to be 5 doors away from where I'm staying. Just very, very bizarre. Like, all these synchronicities have happened, but and I felt like I was guided by this white feather that arrived when I booked the place, kind of confirming to me that, and this is explained in last week's podcast, confirming to me that I was on the right path and I'd done the right thing. I got here, I went near the window, there was another white feather, so that was confirmation for me. There's a white feather by the front door at the minute, and so for me, these are signs that I'm being guided and that I'm on the right path. And kind of as I open up more to the universe, I connect to source, I go deeper, and raise my own consciousness, I feel this connection on a deeper level, and I believe this guide. Anyway, our guides, and the guidance we receive isn't always going to be fairy tales and rainbows and unicorns and smiles and laughs. Instead, it can be a lesson, and it can be a lesson in many different things. anybody who has done shadow work will find this interesting, because I've moved here and like I said, I've been here just over a week. Within 48 hours, I realized I'd literally moved into my shadow. Everything that I didn't like about myself, about my past, about things that I'd avoided, about who I kind of was as a teenager, you know, as some stuff that I've seen is like, wow. And then there's some others, like just kind of elements. I see elements of my personality that I have, or my psyche that I have ignored and tried to push down and try to ignore. And this has been, as I've grown as a person, there are all pieces of myself that I have wanted to change and I have wanted to ignore, and I believe that these parts of me didn't make me good enough. I believe that they made me less of a person. If I was a bit chavvy, I'm not worthy. And so I've kind of, since then, this has been a huge push in why I've done what I've done and the direction that I've gone in. And I very much am drawn to luxury and comfort and high end and 5-star, and that has been a huge like force behind what I do. And it's very minimal here, and the place that I've moved into on the pictures looked amazing. You get inside, and this is a lesson in itself, because I'm fully being taken out of my comfort zone and being challenged. Okay, can you be safe in the unknown? Can you be safe in somewhere that you don't particularly like? Can you stay present? Can you give yourself love? So what's happening is, and I knew this was the lesson that I was going to learn here. I didn't necessarily, I knew the lesson that I was moving around to learn. I didn't realize how painful it would be to face it. So I am, so what I can see happening is like, my ego is massively being challenged, because my ego has, let's say my ego's been built on kind of, I've built my persona, to be high end, a little bit, I like to pretend that I'm a little bit posh, even though I'm far from it. And you know, I have this very perfect image of myself that I like to put out. Losing my hair and my breasts and aspects of myself last year really challenged that. I didn't have the long blonde hair anymore. You know, now I've got this little cute messy brown kind of crop, and you know, I actually really love it, and I really love how I look now. But it's kind of like the last bits of my ego and the persona that I put out into the world that isn't really me are falling away. And that's what I knew was going to happen, because I was very comfortable in West London. I had, you know, I shopped in Waitrose. There isn't a Waitrose in sight here. Oh, I did find one yesterday. As a little treat, and I know where the nearest one is now. So you know, just because we've built a persona, it doesn't mean that we have to. It doesn't mean that that's wrong to have these things that you like and you want to work towards. That is not wrong. But also the parts of yourself, who you are, who you grew up as, who you. You know, that's not wrong either. We cannot shame any part of ourselves, and this is why it goes into the shadow, because we're not accepting it, and it will show up in different ways in our lives. Generally, if you see something in your life that you don't like, a person, a situation, a place, it's reflecting a part of you. So I've come here and almost like, and I'm extremely uncomfortable, and there are elements that I really don't like, and that's a part of me. So I feel I may be here for a little bit longer than 4 weeks, because I'm gonna learn to love it, and I'm here, I'm ready for the challenge, because already now that I'm aware of this, I can see the little pieces of beauty around me, and it's and actually there's a lot of beauty here. There is such a sense of community, which is wonderful. I'm already starting to recognize faces. I randomly wandered into a clothes shop the other day, overheard a lady who was a yoga instructor. She does yoga on the beach, turned up today. She's from the same county as me. Just really, really bizarre, but she was telling me there's such a sense of community here, and I can feel that. There's a really warm vibe. So I'm starting to see the pieces of beauty around me, and as I do, it will bring these aspects of me out of the shadow and into the light, and that is and that is really exciting, even though at the moment it feels quite uncomfortable, and so I'm massively out of my comfort zone. I have been living in survival mode, because my ego is so uncomfortable, but I know that all I can do is stay present and love it and let it shed. So when you feel uncomfortable, it's really important to sit with yourself and be present, and just feel where it is. So I feel a lot here, and I'm holding a lot of tension in my jaw. I'm like ready to kind of fight or flight at any moment, especially in my sleep. Everything gets a bit scarier at night, doesn't it? And a lady I had, again, another fucking weird synchronicity. I met a lady who basically told me that the energy in here doesn't go with me, and that has kind of put me on edge. So at night I'm really clenching my jaw, but I'm starting to ease into it. I'm doing my protective kind of cleansers and stuff, and I'm the energy is changing. I can feel that. So yes, but anyway, when we're uncomfortable, it's really important to stay present with ourselves and not distract, and not run away. So I did try to run away. I tried. and I'm free. I'm a free being. I can go wherever I want. I am free to leave at any time. I am not leaving, at the moment anyway. If it gets too uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with me leaving, but I am here to see it through, because I know that this is where growth happens, and I will be such a different woman on the other side of this. I will be more me. I will be more my soul. I will be, how much better does it get? How much more magical does it get? And I'll find out on the other side of this. So I really feel like I'm shedding a huge part of my ego, my fear, because I'm facing it, because I'm in it, because I'm loving it, and bringing aspects of my shadow to light. So I guess if there was something that you could work on, and kind of bring into your own life, is where are you feeling uncomfortable, and where are you feeling like you're in survival mode and your fear is controlling you. And I would say sit with that fear, sit with that survival, sit with that, find out where it is in your body, where is the energy. It's come from a part of yourself, from your subconscious, so you don't need to know where it's from. But talk to it, send it love, be present with that energy. Quite often it's our inner child feeling uncomfortable, ego feeling uncomfortable. I find a lot of my inner child's energy is in my stomach. When I'm fearful, I feel it in my chest. And like I said, I'm clenching my jaw. So if I can sit and be present with this energy, if you can, when you feel a discomfort come up energetically, if you can not attach a thought to it and don't judge it before the second you feel it, or as soon as you can, you'll get better with time. As you feel it arrive in your body, don't attach a thought to it. Sit and breathe through it. 90 seconds, the energy will have changed in your body. When you resist it, it will stay in your body, and it will come up again, and it will get louder and louder until you listen to it. So if you are present with it and you let the energy move through, you bring that into the light and it transforms, and then you are a little bit more free, and you have learned that lesson, so to speak, and that, you know, now that energy is gone, it doesn't need to come back. It's gone. It's not in your body anymore. It's transmuted. So so stay present, let the emotion move through your body and release, and then and send love to yourself and to the situation. All this is part of you that you're not accepting. It's part of your life that you're not accepting, and you can, if you can send it love and acceptance and not judge it and be compassionate, then you will move through it. You will learn and be aware, because what happens when we start to change is we get challenged. The universe says, okay, so you're ready for this then. You want this, you're ready for it. Here you go. And it will bring you lessons to learn. And those lessons are going to be uncomfortable. But if you're present with them and you can work through them and not run away and avoid them, which I have run away and avoided a lot of stuff in my past, and you know, that's okay. We deal with things as and when we're ready to. But when, you know, the universe is going to keep throwing you stuff, but that's great, because you become stronger and stronger and more connected to your soul as you work through them. The more connected you are to your soul, the more miracles happen, the more you can live a wonderful life, the more joy you will feel in the present moment. But this is where doing the deep inner work is really going to help you in life. It's really going to help you live that life that you so dream of. And this is what I'm finding. You know, I am living the life that I dreamed of, and at the moment it's not particularly comfortable, but that's because I asked for this, and here I am. Before I left London, I said, you know, I know that I'm going to be challenged, and I'm going to end up shedding the ego. So the home symbolizes your ego, and because it's like one of our basic needs and part of our survival instinct. So, and when we feel like our basic needs aren't met, our ego, our fear, we go into complete fight or flight, and that is where I have been, because I am not comfortable here, or I have not been comfortable here. Changing the wording around it, because I have not been comfortable here, but that doesn't mean in the next second I might be comfortable. Right this very second, I'm very comfortable. So really, really interesting one, because again, it's just another lesson. And I've said this before, I naively thought that when my cancer had gone, that I wouldn't face any more lessons, for a little while at least. But I'm still on the journey. I don't know if it's the dark night of the soul or what it is I'm facing, but I'm still on. I thought I was through that, but maybe I'm not. But, you know, when great change is about to happen, chaos hits. And that is as we work through this chaos and we heal the past and bring the aspects of our life in from the shadow into the light, this is where our life gets amazing, and this is where our life becomes more free. And so I'm doing a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga, a lot of staying present, a lot of seaside time. Because if you watch my Instagram stories, there is the most beautiful little harbour and beach and sunrises on the beach and sunsets behind the city. Me and a friend I had a friend visit and we went to yoga and we had to drive to get there. And the I'd said in the morning, we're going to have a great sunset tonight. Do you want to go swimming? He wasn't feeling very well, so we went to hot yoga instead. So we were driving along and I said, I told you we were going to get an amazing sunset. It was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. So we tried to drive to the edge of the town towards the sunset before, and then we were a bit late for yoga, but we were like, quick, let's go and try and find the sunset. So it was just incredible. But spending a lot of time outside and breathing and being present and just embracing where I am, and we'll see what happens. But I can tell you that there are some real weird things happening, and it's amazing because I'm like, this is what I asked for, this is what I wanted. I wanted a deeper connection to source, I wanted a deeper connection to my soul, and this is what I am being given. I'm working through the hard bit before I get to the good bit, like the hike before I'm just on part of the journey. Sorry, my mind went blank then. But I hope that this has kind of been helpful for you, because we all face this, whether it is in somebody, we see an aspect of somebody, we see somebody and we don't particularly get on with them, we don't like them. That is a part of your shadow that's reflected back at you. You see somebody who you really, really admire, they're showing you a part of yourself. Your outer world is a reflection of you. That is as simple as that. And the bits that you love, that's a part of you. The bits that you don't like, that's a part of you. And the more you recognize this and the more you can love and accept all of it, the more you'll step into your true power, and you become more and more free by the day, and the miracles just keep rolling in. And this is the beautiful life that is available to all of us. So yes, and this is so I hope that's been helpful, because if you haven't done shadow work, there's loads of information online about shadow work that you can go and kind of learn more about, and Carl Jung did a lot of shadow work, so you can look into some of his stuff as well. So amazing. I hope that this might have been helpful, if not entertaining. Yes, and I'll keep you updated on my progress. I'm feeling good stuff coming. Anyway, lots and lots of love. Next week I will be talking about what the Mandala Effect is and why it is so important at this time in humanity, in our lives, in this time point in the universe, and what I hope to bring to the world through the Mandala Effect. So if you're interested in learning more about my self-development coaching offering, you can check out my website. The links are in the description, and you can follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Instagram, say hello, let me know if you are enjoying the podcast, let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. I have some topics that I'm going to cover, kind of spirituality, and kind of bringing out some of the different phrases that I talk about that you might not understand, because up until a couple of years ago I didn't understand them, and hopefully make some of that a little bit easier. I might just do that as a separate YouTube thing, or it might be on the podcast, I'm not sure. But anyway, love you and leave you, because I'm basically just reeling off my to-do list to you now. So have a wonderful day, and I hope to hear from you soon.